phone calls for your sales and marketing as a marketer, is that really what we're talking about today? Absolutely it is. Even if you don't talk to your kids on the phone, like I don't talk to my kids on the phone, we're going to talk about how you can use the phone calls to make a human touch in a digital world and bring your brand into a stronger relationship with the people that already love you. Check it out.
Brad, you're telling me you want me to do what? Pick up the phone and actually call somebody?
Yes, I do. And I'll bet you a $10 Starbucks gift card.
Yeah?
It's worth your time.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm in.
Let's go. Yeah, like calling people on the phone, right? Like you're trying to pick it up, you're trying to make some outreach calls. This is something that people do in sales and marketing, right? And oftentimes we're thinking about it in terms of like, I got a dry list. I'm just going to churn and burn and go through it. But what we're talking about today is more of like people that you know, people you haven't talked to in a while, but they're not like, who the heck are you, right? But like, when's the last time you got a cold call on the phone that you answered and you're like, oh, dang it.
Yeah, we were talking about this. I've set up my phone to automatically send people to voicemail if I don't have their phone number. Yeah.
Is this like iPhone wizardry?
It is. Yeah. When I figured it, I was like, oh, this is amazing. So, but the bad thing is if you are trying to make sure that somebody calls you or somebody like get a hold of somebody, like it's the guy coming to do your pest control and you don't have his phone number and he's calling and calling. Yeah. It's not worked. It's worked better than it's not worked.
When's that AC guy showing up? And he's like, I keep calling him.
He's been there the whole time.
Man, so there's my name's Brad Alexander. There is somebody named Chris Alexander out in the universe that has been following me around for years. We get mail from Arkansas to Texas back to Arkansas.
Yeah.
And hey, we've heard that we're trying to get a hold of Chris Alexander and you're on our database as somebody who's in connection with them. I'm like, I have no idea who this person is. Never met him. They always seem to be in some sort of like IRS trouble or something like that. You know, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah.
If you're out there, buddy, watching this, they're trying to find you. So, but they're always just like, hello, hey, I'm sorry to bother you. We're trying to find Chris Alexander. You know, those happen. Or the other ones I get too still that now we all have that spam risk thing that shows up, but this is like things that kind of fly, like they don't get caught by that. And I'm like, okay, this might be legit. I don't know. And I pick it up and it's like the robo people talking.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it's an automated message. Hi. Yes. Well, and they just start talking and you can't even, you're just like, I can't even stop. So you just hang up. Right. And so I don't know. The phone is a funny issue these days.
It is. Well, and especially for us millennials, like it was like, oh, I had this thing in my pocket, makes phone calls to people I know or I don't know. Like we just don't talk on the phone. It's just been a thing. And I don't know if it's like, I'm an elder millennial, so coming up in the flip phone days.
Yep.
And it's like, that thing was so obnoxious and loud and like nobody could figure out vibrate back then. You're right. So you just, everything. Yeah, so maybe that's where our just nerves are shot from that generation. So
yeah, well, even my kids, like my kids I've got an 18-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 13-year-old, and they have a phone and like their ringer's never on because that's awkward.
Yeah.
You always keep it on silent, Dad. Well, then they can't find their phone. And you're like, I'll call it. Well, that's not going to help because it's on silent, right? Yeah. Or they'll be trying to get in touch with friends or even like me. They know I'm driving somewhere.
Yeah.
And they will text me. And I will like pick up and voice text real quick. Hey, call me because I'm driving. Yeah. And they'll just, no, I'll just wait. I'm like, just call.
Yeah.
You can
it's
talk
not worth it.
on the phone.
It's not worth it.
I will just text later. I'm like, what is going on with this? I don't get it.
Hilarious.
Oh, man.
Well, I will say like from our standpoints, from a marketing standpoint as a sales piece, like it's super powerful still.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that today and kind of give you guys some tactics to dive into and to figure out and make your own. There's no perfect way to do this. Brad and I both have different situations and you have different clients. And so, but picking up the phone is super powerful. So we're going to dive into that today. So one of the first things is that you stand out immediately.
100%. Yeah. Like when you get a phone call from somebody that you haven't heard from in a while and you see the name pop up and you pick it up, you're kind of like, wow, this must be important.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I mean, no matter, like, wow, they're calling me.
I've got a story for that, by the way.
Yeah, you're like, okay. Either you're like, there's an emergency or you're like, it just never happens. And so then you pick it up and you're like, hi. what's up? I wasn't expecting to hear from you today. And so, and weirdly enough, because we're just such a text email world now, that a phone call from somebody that you do know, you're like, wow, okay, this must really be important. And again, it stands out because not many other people are doing it, especially if it's somebody that you know, and your name's going to be like spam risk next to it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So a situation where I had, I was challenged by a former client of mine. He actually said, I'm going through my list and just making 3 phone calls a day of just people I haven't talked to in a long time. And he's like, a genuine reconnection with them. Not that I'm trying to do anything, but he's like, momentum, it just leads to more business is naturally what happens.
Yeah.
And also, it's like, I actually value my previous clients or people we're working with currently and just checking in on them. And so anyway, so I did this and it was so funny. One of my first was a friend of mine that we met up one time, but he owns another agency. And I called him and he was at a conference about to walk into a workshop and he's like, hey, what's up, man?
Is everything okay?
Yeah. I was like, oh, I just expected your voicemail. And he was like, well, no, Bryan Fittin's called me. There must, like, we haven't talked in a long time. What's wrong? What's up?
What's going on?
And I was like, genuinely just checking in. How you doing? What's going on? He's like, oh, no. He's like, I really do want to talk. And so he's like, let's schedule some time. And I hadn't talked to him in 6-8 months, something like that. It was a long time of just texts. I'm not even talking like phone call. It was like just text messaging. And so anyway, that eventually actually led us to working on a project with one of their clients. We launched a podcast for him that came around and he was just like, I think that was the pivotal point of it actually happening. And so you
remembering that you exist, having a conversation. It's not a dry digital format. It's like, oh, it's like a human interaction point. Yeah. I mean, there similarly, I'm not doing it to that much of a routine basis, but I do have these cycles where I'll go through. I'm just going to call people that I just know and haven't talked to in a while that I care about, former customers, former colleagues, or just friends and whatever else. And there's a friend of mine named Jacob that lives in Texas that I haven't spoken with him in probably 4 years. And we did that. And he's like, hey man, and then we kind of ended up talking once a month for a couple months and just talking about life and business. And we had a lot of overlap and stuff, but it was great for both of us because we had both developed a lot in what we were doing, even in our careers. And we had family friendships. Like it was beyond just work stuff, but it was like, oh man, I got a way better idea what he's doing now. And then he's got a way better idea of what I'm doing now. And then in the midst of that, now if somebody that I know is struggling with a thing that he helps with, I'm like, and I know Jacob, he's phenomenal. I'm like, you should talk to Jacob, and I'll refer people to him very easily, and then vice versa. And so it's like a side effect for sales as well. Hopefully that helps if it's part of your marketing plan, but you got to go into it. I think it's what we're probably going to get to. It's not like I'm just going for money. It's like you're trying to rekindle relationships.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, rekindling that connection can lead to additional things, but also, like you just said, it may not be working directly with them again. It may be referrals, and you're just wanting. Well, we all want to be seen, and that's the biggest piece of this. Is like businesses and people want to be seen, and if you're taking the time to pick up the phone and call them, that means something. No matter what happens, it means something, and so. But today we're talking about specifically like re-engaging with old customers. And so we have a little cheat sheet for you here that you can get in the show notes as well. But just a little 3-line script. Very simple.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like it. We're so good.
We're so prepared.
That's right.
Because
hey, why do we need a script though? I'm just telling because I agree with it. I'm just saying, why do you? If you're like, why are we giving people a script before you start going into it?
I would almost say that you need. My biggest thing is like, how do I land the plane?
Okay.
Like I know I can take off. I can say, hey, what's going on? And then we're just like kind of okay. What's the end point?
Okay.
And that needs to be. We've talked about it even with story brands. Like there needs to be like a conversation starter, but you need to know where you're going and to always like leave them wanting a little bit more in the sense, right? And so, one, you don't want to be wasting people's time.
Sure.
But also two, like following up to maybe have an incentive. To maybe chat with you a little bit longer, or hey, let's re-engage in that type of thing. So, and again, these are you and I. Our business is a little bit different because we have close relationships with a lot of our clients. So you may be in a situation where you're like, hey, I don't know the people that we've worked with in the past as well as maybe the owner does or the founder, or even if you're in a marketing role. Like, and so this can kind of help if they don't know you as well.
Yeah. Helps build that relationship some.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I was thinking too on the script side of it is, some people are just more natural relationally.
Yeah.
Right. But if you don't have that skill and you're like, I walk into a room and I already don't know what to say, having something that you've already scripted out a little bit, at least you're not going to read it like a robot verbatim, but you're like, this is what I'm going to say, is really helpful just to get you over the hump of, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And if we're honest, guys, like if you're probably a marketer listening to this, you know what marketers like to do? We'll send an email all day long, right?
Yeah.
Like, let me just send a few more emails. Maybe I'll build a funnel, maybe an automated thing versus like, I'm just going to talk to people, right? That's just so much harder for us to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, go
Absolutely.
ahead.
No. That's good. That's good. Very simple. Start off, hey, this is Bryan from Go Rogue. If we haven't talked in a while, if they don't have my phone number saved, it's a good one. Like, hey, John, this is Bryan.
Bryan
from Go Rogue.
Right? Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. What's up, man? And so if we haven't engaged, and honestly, like some of our projects, I'm not as close to them, but if we're trying to re-engage, it could be very much like, hey, I just wanted to thank you for being a past customer. There's not anything I'm pitching right now. Just want to see if we could help out in any way. Also, this is where the little hook comes in too, of it not wasting people's time. We're just giving $10 to a $10 Starbucks gift card, or support local if you have a local company, coffee company. We haven't seen it in a while. Would you want one? To make it just kind of open and be like, yeah, man, this sounds good. Like for me, I'm like, I got 20 minutes for anybody. And if I can get a $10 Onyx gift card out of it, then heck yeah.
And then a double dip.
Double dip.
Extra,
Absolutely.
yes.
So, very simple.
Okay. Yeah.
Don't make anything crazy.
So go through it all over again. Like let's hear it all straight front to back. Like I'll
put me on the spot too.
Just do it. I'll be the guy whoever you're calling.
Ring. Oh man, let's bring it back to corporate days when it was like learning how to sell.
That's right.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Hey, Brad.
Hey, Bryan.
It's Bryan.
Oh.
From Go Rogue. This is falling apart.
It is. Go ahead. Start over. I'm sorry. Read it over again.
Okay.
That's right. We'll probably edit this out, but
please make it. No, we're not editing. Colin's like, we're leaving this
in. It's raw and real,
It's
right?
raw and real. Hey, Brad, this is Bryan from Go Rogue.
Hey, man. What's up? Haven't heard from you in a while.
I know, right? Well, that's the point of why I'm calling. So no pitch or anything, but wanted to reconnect with you. And I've got a Starbucks gift card with your name on it if you want to just hang out and chat sometime.
Yes. Let's do it. Like right now?
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
or later?
Or later.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, we want to hang out. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I think the point of this is just a quick re-engagement.
It's a quick re-engagement to get a longer conversation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, not like, well, let's do it right this second.
Yeah.
Because it's probably people answer the phone or on the way somewhere. They're not like, you know what, I got 30 minutes right now.
Hey, man, I got all the time in the world, which honestly may happen. That has happened to me in the past.
Okay.
And ended up talking, we have a mutual friend that we're talking about before the call. One of my calls that happened, I was on my way home and I just called and we talked for like 30 minutes.
Sweet. Yeah.
And heard a lot of actually updates in her business and what was going on. And it was like, man, that was a lot.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did reconnect.
Yeah. So we get a little script, you can tease it up and people are going to watch this like, that's cheesy. I don't know. You know what? Try it. If you come up with something better, make it your own. But it's just something that you don't have to be like, like you're just trying to get to the point, like you're saying. So, but within that, like, so then who are these people? Like, who is the list? Who am I trying to call?
Mm-hmm.
Like help with that. Like, is it just anybody? Do I just open my database and start from alphabetize and just go down? Like, where do you start with this?
Yeah, I think if you're a founder, I mean, you definitely just look through. If you're a solo person, you're probably going to have a small-ish list, and I would say 6 months prior. If you haven't talked to somebody or done work with somebody in 6 months, it still feels a little new and a little fresh.
Okay.
I mean, for me.
Like, would you go past 6 months?
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm saying 6 months.
You're saying if it's like 2 months ago, it's kind of weird. That's not really, I haven't talked to you in a while. Yeah. Okay. 6 months or more.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. And it could be longer depending on what you sell, right? If you're that type of engagement. And so, but yeah, I mean, I would say that. I mean, go through, if you have a sales team, like have them go through your CRM and say, hey, who haven't we talked to in a long time?
Okay.
I've actually just gone through my email and like looked at previous, because I'll usually tag like old leads and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I'll just go through that and be like, oh, I haven't talked to this person in 2 years. And it feels like it's been recent. And probably on their end too, it probably feels like, oh yeah, we just did something together. And it's like, no, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, because it feels more, time moves pretty quickly. Yeah, so it's like, oh gosh, that was just a couple years ago. What about like outsourcing that? Because that seems like these days, I'll get an AI bot to do that, or I'll farm that out to this other company that does that kind of stuff, which again can feel more efficient.
Yeah.
But to me, I mean, to me, and again, I understand size of companies and size of teams is a different matter and just capacity. But to me, I feel like this would be something you're going to focus on for a short period of time.
Yeah.
It's not like you're doing it every day. And trying to get the actual humans who are involved in your business is going to be more impactful, just because it's hard for a random virtual person who doesn't know the client, unless you just have an enterprise style business where like they don't really know who they talk to. They just bought a product.
Yeah.
And it could be, I guess you could set up then, hey, this is so-and-so with, johnsit.com and, you, whatever. We're just following up with people who used to be customers. I guess you could set it up that way.
Yeah.
But even still, I guess they're probably setting appointments with the salesperson to have a longer conversation. They're not necessarily handling that themselves. Anyway, the closer you can keep it to your own entity, I feel like it's just going to be better delivered.
Yeah.
And probably monitored more.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think too with this, when you're going into this situation, I had a story. Well, I can talk about the story, and I may have talked about it before on the podcast, but they did a LinkedIn campaign of just brand new, like cold leads, and they offered a $10 gift card for Starbucks, and not one person took them up on that because they just genuinely wanted to connect. They were like, "Hey, we need really research from you in this position, and would love to just offer you this gift card." And by the time the conversation was over, they were like connected, and they're like, "You're fine. I don't need a gift card. This was actually helpful for me too." So, so the gift card is definitely like, "Hey, I value your time."
Right.
Is essentially what you're trying to do. And so what you're saying too is like, "Hey, if you have a larger sales team and you are trying to help them get out there, this is just a tactic to be able to say, like, this is worth it to me to have just a quick conversation with you."
Yeah,
So,
I realize that you don't just randomly have 30 minutes or 20 minutes just to talk with people all the time. And at least I want to exchange some of that for something valuable. And so, yeah, and we talk about a $10 gift card. That's like an easy thing that you can kind of take off your brain and do quickly. But I mean, be creative with it. Again, depending on the size of and scope of this project. If you really only have like 20 people and you can really remember all of them, maybe you remember something specifically about them or something that's more individual to them versus just like, well, I'm just getting everybody $20 gift cards or $10 gift cards. That would just be like, hey, yeah, I mean, I don't know. But again, you're trying to, like you're saying, value their time.
Yeah.
And the fundamental thing that we're going for here is that conversations with people that already know you exist, remembering who you are, remembering what you do, and potentially saying, you know what, we actually have another thing we could use some help on. It's that time can turn into be a leverage point for just a lot of sales.
Yep. And you probably have had these experiences as well, but if I am, let's just say I have a problem, like I'm needing my yard mowed, right? And I'm planning on getting it, but it's been raining and all this thing. And then our old yard guy says, "Hey, how's it going? Haven't heard from you a while." I'm like, "Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
I need you right now." But I would not think to reach out to him. I'm just going to try to figure out to mow it myself.
Right.
At some point.
Right.
And it hasn't happened in the past 3 weeks, right?
Right.
My neighbors, their yards look great. Mine looks terrible. So there is the potential of like right time, right place. And you don't know unless you are just picking up the phone and calling. So
yeah, you never know if you're in that. Yeah, absolutely.
So I would say a few things to avoid, right? And maybe mistakes to look out for is not sounding like a robot would be number one.
Hello, my name is Brad. I am from Clarity First Marketing. How are you today? Do you have 20 minutes for a $10 gift card? I would appreciate telling you about my business.
I just got a message on LinkedIn. It was like, "Do you need YouTube?" And I was like,
in my life?
Probably not. Actually, with the, I'm just saying in general, but if it's for a good, like, there's no context to this message. So sorry, that was a sidebar. But sounding like a robot, like make it personal. And if you're not somebody who naturally does that, just hash it out. You heard me live try to do this role play.
Right.
So you could be better than that, I promise. So another mistake, obviously, is just with the not following up with when they say not now. Like,
I mean, everybody's not going to say yes?
No, they're not.
Okay.
And that,
so a mistake could be to not follow up with them.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, because and I will say that's one of my biggest hurdles of just not following up. Somebody's like, "Yeah, absolutely, let's do it." And so it feels like a win.
Right.
Okay, awesome. And then you go through this and do this exercise 6 months later, and like, "Hey, John." He's like, "Yeah, we were supposed to hang out, man."
Yeah. So you're talking about the situation that, like, you get on the phone, "Hey, do you have a few minutes to talk?" And they say, "I can't right now, but let's do it." And then you're like, "Cool." And then you just check that off but never go back to that person.
Yes.
They said they wanted to, I just never actually set it up. Yeah, absolutely. And that's an easy, especially if you're trying to do this in an organized way, or like you're actually putting effort and you have more than 3 people to call.
Yeah.
You're managing those details. And I asked a business coaching group that I'm in about this. It was funny. I was talking about, the fancy word for this, like managing your pipeline.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. And these guys are all highly successful professionals with different size of revenues they make. And some run a business. Some are just like kind of producers in a business. And it was hilarious. None of them had like their own. I was like expecting somebody to deliver. Like, this is the thing. This is the clean sheet that gets everything done. And they were like, some guys like, I use a spreadsheet. Some guys like, our database does it, but then I have to manually. I mean, it was. They all had they had to pay attention to it. It was really what it was. It had nothing to do with like the magic tool. It was attention. I was like, oh, well, dang it, man. I was hoping you just give me the spreadsheet that would make it work. And it was like, turns out I have to look at it. Yeah. Who would have thought? So.
Well, and that goes back to your like automating systems and different things. Like, yes, there are a lot of great tools out there. There's a lot of automation, a lot of AI tools out there, but you still have to pay attention to what the AI is telling you to do. Right. And so, make sure that you are paying attention to that. And I think that would be another mistake to avoid is thinking, well, there is this perfect system. And there's just not. And I think for me, learning that I was doing my calls when I was on my way home is probably not the best time to do it. It's a good time for me to talk. And honestly, even probably to connect with somebody. But the follow-up, I'm forgetting about that the next day.
Yeah, it's not like you're parking in your driveway making notes because you're trying to get into the house.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly. I'm ready to be home. I need to make that time transitioning to the house.
But what about the gift card thing? Like, do you say it... Like, how do you keep it from being transactional?
Yeah.
As far as a mistake, like if you say, yes, I'll give you a gift card, or should you just say it before you even, hey, and I got this gift card, before they even have a chance to say yes or no?
Yeah.
Is that what you should do?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I don't think on the back end it feels ingenuous on the back end. Yes. Disingenuous. There it is. On the back end, I don't think that needs to be the case. I think you say, hey, I would love to give you a gift card. Just mainly, and just to be honest, like I value your time, and so it's not something, because even taking somebody to coffee or something like that feels like you're setting them up for a pitch.
Yeah,
like
Oh,
I'll buy your coffee sometime. It's
what's
like,
this about?
Gosh, yeah. But again, I'm always like, I've got 20 minutes for anybody, but it's 20 minutes. It's not an hour and a half to let me hear your whole spiel.
Yeah,
so.
and again, that sort of setting, it's probably virtual instead of in person, right?
Yeah.
And depending on the relationship and kind of what it is. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be like, I'll buy you lunch. And then like,
man, lunch is a heavy.
It is. That's a big commitment. It is a big commitment. Right. And so, and I think you need to use it if you're going to do it. And so, but, so how have you seen this? Have you used this tactic with success? Okay. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. Well, the one before, I will say another option, and this is what we'll kind of wrap up with this too, but another option is the voice memo.
Yeah.
I use that.
Great. I was about to say
a lot. Yeah. And that's actually led to, one, just reconnecting with people and honestly, a genuine, out of authenticity of just saying, hey, just checking in on you. How's it going? This, and this is good for me. Somebody was talking to about there's a couple different things about checking in family first, not always just jumping to the work stuff.
Yep.
And so, hey, how's it? If you know their kids, if you know their wife, hey, how's this going? Their husband, like how are they doing? And then jumping to like any kind of even like recreational activities, like, hey man, I know you mountain bike. You had any trails recently? I'm personally getting back into mountain biking. We'll love any tips and stuff like that. And then going into even to the work stuff. Yeah. So if you are using a voice memo for this and be like, hey, I'd love to chat with you sometime. I'm kind of doing this campaign, just giving people $10 gift cards just for their time. I know you probably don't need it, or if you want an Onyx one or something like that, like making it a little more personal. Yeah. That for me has worked.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, like the key here too is if you make it weird, it becomes weird.
Yeah.
Right?
That's good. Yeah.
And if you just don't make it weird, if you're like, and then you just kind of call out some of the things, like, cause I'll do that too. I'll either phone call or I'll do the voice memo things too, cause it's kind of an in-between the text and the phone call. Right. So you're giving a vocal element to it. And I'll say like, hey, I was going to text, but I just figured, man, I like hearing people's voices. So I'm just going to send you a message like this. And, hope this is good. Haven't heard from you in a while. I'm doing this. And then, but like, I do have something I'm just trying to talk to some people about. And so, I'm not like trying to bait and switch, know, and depending on if it's authentic or not, like I don't have something to sell you. I'm not got some offer I'm trying to put across the table from you, but maybe there is some things I like your advice on. It's things I'm trying to think through.
Yep.
would love it if I could just pick your brain for 20 minutes. As you give, if I got a $10 gift card, it'd be worth the time just to make it worth because I know your time's valuable. Something along those lines. And I have had nobody say no to it.
Yeah.
At all. And because there's people that you have a relationship with. It's not I think if it's a completely cold audience, a $10 gift card almost feels like disrespectful as it can. Like, sweet.
Thanks.
Thank you. And then you're like, what is this?
But the offer feels unbalanced.
Yeah.
Like it feels like, well, you're getting way more value from me than I am for this $10 gift card. You're getting a
completely new relationship in my time for 2 drinks. I don't know. How about $50? Anyway, something else I do and I've had a couple clients do that's a little bit different than a phone call, but I'll just call it the power of lumpy mail.
Yeah.
Everybody gets mail in some fashion, business mail, home mail, and you probably look at a lot of it and throw it away. But I don't know if I've ever gotten something that is some sort of package and have not at least opened it.
Yeah.
Right?
True.
Just the open rate on that is like 100%, right? Because you're like, what the heck is this, right? If it's a box, if it's something that feels kind of bumpy, I don't know, whatever it is. And it can be something that you can, again, if it's a gifting idea to somebody specifically. I was referencing before a story that there was a guy that I was having lunch with, and we were at a restaurant, and they were out of Coke Zero. They didn't have it anymore. And we've just been networking and relationship stuff. And there were some things that I'd sent his way as an offer anyway. But then I just got on Walmart Plus and ordered him 6 cases of cans of Coke Zero and had it delivered to his address. And he wrote him a note. And then $30 worth of Coke, right? Yeah. Not a big deal, but it looks substantial showing up at his house, right? And I kind of timed the handwritten note, so it kind of get there on the same day. And he texted me, he's like, what the heck is this, And it was just like, well, next time we go to that restaurant and they're at a Coke Zero, just bring your own and have it in the back of your car. Just like something silly, but it didn't cost a lot, but it made an impression. Yeah. And we already had a good relationship, but it was like, I don't think it didn't help, and I wasn't trying to, I'm going to send him a Coke, so we'll do a deal. It was just it just made sense, right? Yeah. And so you can think of things like that. Sorry, keep hitting the table here. You can think of things like that as they come up, that can be just, man, how can I just take this relationship somewhere that just keeps it genuine and loving and authentic, whatever that is. Yeah. And so as a marketer, you can help your team do that stuff and employ that with phone calls, with voice memos, with gift cards, or something else beyond that.
Yeah. I love the gifting idea. Recently did that for a current client, but kind of re-engaged with him. He's just starting drumming lessons. Yeah. We talk about it every once in a while. So I don't know if you guys seen on TikTok, but they have the clip-on symbol that you can put on your vent.
Okay.
So when you're drumming on your steering wheel.
Finger drumming in the car.
And then you can hit the symbol. I love the gifting idea, and that's hilarious with the Coke Zero. Yeah. We have a client that actually just started taking drum lessons, and so I actually got the thing. I saw it on TikTok, but it's a symbol for your car vent. Okay, and so when you're drumming on the steering wheel,
like a little tiny
like a little symbol,
okay.
So you can drum and you can hit the symbol as well. And so super weird, random gift, obviously. But it re-engaged him, and he was like, that was funny. That was just, he was like, that was not what I was expecting. Yeah. And I was like, it was kind of dumb. And he was like, no, it was cool. Yeah. And then he actually has referred us to somebody this last week. Yeah. And so it was one of those that's like, I don't know if that was the case, but it was just one of those that's like, you're staying front of mind. Yeah. And it was a very personal gift because I listened, because he had mentioned it several times about, taking these drumming lessons and stuff like that. And
Can I share one more? Because I think it's just fun. Okay. So I've got another client of mine, similarly, as we've interacted and I've gotten to know him, that he's really, really into Tony Robbins stuff. He goes to the things. Yeah. And goes to wherever.
All the events.
He goes to the events. I'm a believer. He just loves it and does all the things. And I lift weights. We've also connected on lifting weights, and he likes to power lift and do some stuff. And so I had AI make some caricature style images of Tony Robbins powerlifting while standing on hot coals and doing deadlift or doing a power clean. Yeah. And basically I'm going to use these images and get some just one-off shirts printed to send to him. Hey, you should wear these while you work out. And then they're not that, overall it's probably going to cost $60, But he's going to love them because it's just so these two things that I know he cares about. And he's going to be the only person having these things on in the gym and be like, what the heck is this? But just stuff like that where you can be playful with it. And then again, and we're talking, these are both current clients. For mine, that was a current client. But when you think back to people, again, hey, I wonder what I'm about to call them. You can think of things to reference them, send them a gift card, or if you just want to send them something out of the blue with a handwritten note, they'll probably respond to it, and then you get a phone call out of it. It's a similar way to do it. And again, not because you're trying to sell, but hopefully you will, but it's also like just genuine, man, this is just fun. I like relationships. I like people.
And I'd say this, I mean, we think outside the box, something that doesn't have your logo on it is preferred.
Please, do not send them swag. Here's advertising for my company.
I thought you loved this great tumbler.
Like, that has my logo on it. Maybe put their logo on it, right?
Oh, there you go.
Something that's fine.
Because the relationship is the key. So as we wrap up, we have a challenge for you. So with this, I want you to make a list of 20 customers that you haven't talked to.
20 people.
20 people. You're only going to pick 5 of them. So this is easy. Okay. You're going to use that little 3-point script. Very simple.
Which is below here in the show notes.
The show notes below. We'll make sure we have that. And then tell us, we would love to hear exactly what happened out of that. If you get somebody that yelled at you and hung up on you, or if somebody was like, yes, let me invite you to my wedding. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
You're not in my wedding.
That would be a great story. So let us know exactly what happened with that, because I think, again, the power of just picking up the phone it really does make a difference.
Well, I mean, the point of these conversations is not just to like give you more things to think about, but it's to go do something with it. And so if it's something that you haven't done, making a list of 20 people, calling 5 of them this week is going to take you probably 30 minutes. Unless you get on the phone with all of them for that chunk of time, who knows? But and just see where it goes. And try it out, because I guarantee you're not going to have a bad experience with it.
Absolutely. Awesome. Take us out, Brad.
So we got a new segment. That we're going to start ending the show with. It's called Lightning Round.
Do it. I like
stupid or simple?
Ooh,
that's the question mark.
Stupid or simple?
So and so I'm going to ask what it is, and you're going to tell me if you think it's stupid or simple.
Okay,
it makes sense. Like if I were to say not related to this, but I were to say 5th time sequels to children's movies, stupid or simple?
Oh, interesting. Okay, we'll do that.
That kind of stuff. So all right. Okay. So calling old customers after 2 years.
That is pretty simple. Do that.
Okay.
That's smart. All right. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, leaving voicemails, stupid or simple?
I think it's simple. It's a smart, simple thing to do.
This is good. I'm going to ask you this next one. So offering gift cards to people who already love you? Is that stupid or is it simple? Is that a simple
It's so
thing?
simple. I think you can think it's stupid because you're afraid to do it, but it's so simple. You should do it. Yes.
Okay. You're going to finish this up with the last one.
Hiring a virtual assistant with an accent and a hard English to make the calls for you.
I'll refer back to my, do you need YouTube? ? Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not a good idea. This needs to be you making that. So that would be a stupid thing to do.
Okay.
A simple thing would be for you to just make the phone call.
I love it. Yeah. No shade on call centers. They're great jobs.
Oh gosh. No, absolutely. Yeah.
For this kind of thing, that's just not the role they need to be in.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So you're going to make a list of your 20 people.
Yep.
You're going to call 5 of them.
Yep.
You're going to use a script if needed.
Yep.
And then you're going to go make $1 million.
Boom. That's what we want to hear recorded.
Right. I love it.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I'm really excited to hear from you on on the impact that was made. And then on top of that, make sure you subscribe, leave us a review. We would love to see your feedback in the reviews as well on anything that you want us to change. If you like it, if you don't like it, just email us. Don't leave that in the reviews.
That review.
But reach out to us there, and we'll see you next time.